Good morning. I'd like to thank the organizers and, of course, Tracy Frost and her team for the invite to speak to all of you. And most importantly, I'd like to thank you all for being such an important part of this America Makes members meeting and exchange. I'm disappointed I couldn't be there with you today in person to celebrate 11 years of America Makes, the first Manufacturing Innovation Institute launched by the Department of Defense. I saw you have a great program, so I'll try to make my remarks short so you can get down to business. Since its inception 11 years ago, America Makes has worked closely with DoD in support of our strategy for advanced manufacturing, specifically increasing economic and national security, maturing manufacturing processes, building out supporting ecosystem, and providing manufacturing education and workforce development. But of course, America Makes could not have done all this without the support of an impressive and diverse group of collaborators such as yourselves. Collaborators from across the industrial base, including large multinational manufacturers, DoD primes, small businesses, large research institutes, colleges and universities, community colleges, and vocational schools. Hopefully I haven't left anyone out. Thank you all for being the backbone of this public-private partnership. I'm not sure how I was introduced, so let me say a bit about myself. I have over 50 years of supporting defense research and development, including a very large, exciting stint at DARPA, where I helped launch integrated computational materials engineering. So I really understand the difficulty of moving things into practice. I'm currently performing the duties of the Assistant Secretary of Defense for Science and Technology. My office is responsible for the oversight and advocacy for the Department of Defense's science and technology enterprise, including the coordination of about $16 billion in science and technology programs across the department, from basic research to advanced development, 6.1 to 6.3 if you're familiar with how defense S&T budgets are funded. We also provide oversight for the S&T workforce and laboratory infrastructure. Other areas of responsibility include small business innovation research projects, small business technology transfer programs, federally funded research and development centers, FFRDCs, and university-affiliated research centers, UARCs. We have the responsibility for several emerging technologies, including quantum and biotechnology, and also an area that is becoming increasingly important, technology program protection. And last but not least, we are responsible for DoD's extensive manufacturing technology program, including our partnerships with the 9 DoD Manufacturing Innovation Institutes. Each of these elements is critical to enabling DoD's research and development enterprise to create far-reaching technology innovations and set them on a trajectory to create technical advantage for our military. But what I'd like to focus on today is the role of advanced manufacturing in enabling defense capabilities that ultimately provide the deterrence to prevent engagement and the ability to persevere if we have to engage. I'm a strong believer in the value of advanced manufacturing for defense, gained from my many years in defense research and development. As an aside, I was at DARPA during the early days of additive manufacture, called by other names then, including solid freeform. I would marvel at the complex shapes that can be made, mostly out of plastic. I marvel today at how far we have come. But more importantly, my sentiment is shared by my boss, Honorable Heidi Shyu, the Under Secretary of Defense for Research and Engineering. Ms. Shyu just recently published the National Defense Science and Technology Strategy, designed to complement the National Defense Strategy. The S&C strategy has 3 components: focus on the joint mission, create and field capabilities at speed and scale, ensure the foundations for research and development. This strategy is available online, so I won't take the time to describe it in detail. However, it acknowledges that to create and field capabilities at speed and scale, this requires innovation in industrial processes. Please allow me to read that section. Quote, building enduring advantage requires not only enhancements to end products, but also innovations in industrial production. To improve industrial processes for defense while meeting the current and future needs of the joint force, the Department of Defense has established 9 manufacturing institutes as public-private partnerships. These DoD MIIs are focused on advancing manufacturing technologies and processes, building strong supporting ecosystems, and providing advanced manufacturing education and workforce development. We must build on these efforts to reduce the timelines for producing critical items and significantly increase our ability to manufacture new technologies at speed and scale. I probably could stop here. I don't think there could be any better endorsement for what you all do than being an explicit part of Defense's S&T strategy. But since the recording studio is already paid for, I will add a bit more detail. Last year, Under Secretary 𝐂 released a technology vision for DoD. That vision identified 14 critical technology areas, grouped into 3 categories for investment, development, and application. These critical technology areas represent the broad and different approaches that are required to advance capabilities crucial to the department. By focusing efforts and investments into these 14 technology areas, the department will accelerate the transition of key capabilities to the military services and the combatant commands. I won't list out the technologies. They're also available online. What I can say is not one of these critical technologies will succeed without advances in manufacturing. Very simply, if you cannot make it, you cannot have it. I really should amend that. If you cannot make it affordably, you cannot have it. Additive manufacturing in particular touches many of these critical technology areas, including advanced materials, hypersonics, space technology, renewable energy generation and storage, directed energy, and microelectronics. America Makes groundbreaking work helps advance DoD's need for new materials and novel manufacturing techniques to dramatically improve many of these departments' capabilities. In the remainder of my talk, I'd like to discuss our strategy and related efforts in manufacturing, and most importantly, how you can be involved, because as I said at the outset, your involvement is critical. As I'm sure you all know, Defense Advanced Manufacturing Technology Research and Development is primarily executed through the DoD Manufacturing Technology Program. DoD ManTech was created in 1956 to further national security objectives through the development and application of advanced manufacturing technologies and processes, a substantial mission. In 2012, DoD ManTech launched America Makes to help improve DoD's ability to engage with innovators and influencers in industry, academia, nonprofits, state and local governments. 8 other DoD MIs have followed, as well as several in other agencies, representing a whole-of-government effort to strengthen our nation's manufacturing capabilities. Specifically, America Makes has executed about $142 million across a portfolio of 58 active DoD projects since its inception. That includes everything from supporting our mission-essential weapon systems to improving supply chain and process readiness for the military services, and by extension, ensuring our warfighter capability. There's a close relationship between America Makes and DoD's Joint Additive Manufacturing Working Group, or as it's affectionately known as JAMWIG. JAMWIG is a group that facilitates collaboration across 20 principals from the military services and defense agencies and an extended community of over 200 additive manufacturing professionals. This relationship ensures our additive manufacturing strategy, which I will describe shortly, aligns with key national security challenges and priorities. America Makes also has a robust education and workforce development program that helps to ensure the nation is prepared to support the present and future needs of the warfighter. As I'm sure you're aware, America Makes has served as a key partner in helping the department realize the full benefits of additive. From the start, it has helped convene the necessary industry and federal thought leaders needed to outline the paths to maturity and adoption. Without the Institute's initial road mapping and outreach, the department would not have been in a place to publish its first ever DoD-wide additive manufacturing strategy, which it did in January 2021. That strategy lays out the department's goals for additive manufacturing with the stated vision that additive manufacturing will, quote, enable a more agile, adaptable, and aligned defense supply base to outpace adversarial threats. It lays out 5 goals for the department. Integrate additive into DoD and the defense industrial base. Advance and promote agile use of additive. Expand proficiency in additive. Learn, practice, and share knowledge. Secure the additive workflow and align additive activities across DoD and external partners. By being here today, you all are supporting each of these goals through fostering collaboration throughout the manufacturing ecosystem. I'd like to point out just a few examples of this collaboration. Again, many of you may be aware of and even participating in these, but it's always impressive when we put them all together. The examples I will use are efforts done in coordination with the aforementioned 𝐴𝐿MWG. America Makes has been a core partner on several projects. First, Joint Additive Manufacturing Model Exchange was developed by America Makes team and delivered to the Defense Logistics Agency for deployment. That model allows the sharing of additive manufacturing files across services. Another project is to accelerate qualification and certification of AM parts. To that end, America Makes is currently working on 2 𝐴𝐿MWG projects to develop materials design allowables for titanium alloy and 2 different AM processes. There's a critical need for developing new materials and for additive manufacturing to support the DoD. And as we all know, developing ways to qualify and certify the use of AM is essential for successful adoption. America Makes is also working closely with DoD and the various branches of the military to build new education and workforce development assets like AM Train to be an additive manufacturing portal for DoD and industry. AM Train identifies education and workforce development courses relevant to the needs of the workforce. Through AM Train, the Navy is building a new AM schoolhouse where a 3-tiered apprenticeship pathway for civilian artisans is being established. America Makes is also developing AM for casting and forging roadmaps and investment strategies to support rapid development of technology insertion to support the casting and forging supply chains. When I was provided this background to give the talk, I have to admit I was not fully aware of these projects, but together they really hit on the key features needed to advance any emerging manufacturing technology: qualification, certification, and ensuring a trained workforce. I have to say I was very impressed. In addition, since 2016, America Makes has partnered with DoD to host an annual AM workshop. The 2023 AM workshop, held in July, was a war game examining the role of additive in contested logistics. As noted in the National Defense Strategy, the Department will act urgently to better support advanced manufacturing processes, i.e. aircraft and shipbuilding, preferred munition production, to increase our ability to reconstitute the joint force in a major conflict. The AM workshop brought together America Makes members with DoD personnel for the war game, in which additive manufacturing was shown to be an important tool as part of a robust set of manufacturing processes enabled by the digital thread. Industrial AM capabilities on the factory floor and the home front enable response for the supply chain, while portable AM capabilities can support the warfighter at the point of need. DoD is taking the AM workshop outputs and using them to update the DoD Advanced Manufacturing Crisis Response Playbook and developing actionable and timely next steps toward policy, process, and approach. I hope I have made it quite clear that America Makes is a vital partner to the DoD's strategic development and implementation of additive manufacturing across the department. But the value of America Makes goes far beyond DoD. America Makes has been part of a whole-of-government effort to partner with industry and academia to accelerate adoption of additive manufacturing. The AM Forward initiative announced by President Biden last year, for instance, is a complementary focused activity to foster additive manufacturing implementation by smaller manufacturers. I'd like to end by congratulating America Makes on another great year. Thank you to America Makes, the Institute's government program management staff, and you all for your continued work to advance DoD's critical technology areas. Through your existing membership and engagement with America Makes, your organizations are making a significant contribution to the success of achieving our advanced manufacturing strategy. Your organization's continued participation in project calls, information exchanges, member meetings, and workforce programs helps the department and the nation realize our critical technology needs. I'm proud of how far we've come in the past 11 years, and I'm looking forward to successful collaborations to come. Have a great members meeting, and I look forward to seeing all that we've accomplished together. This is when I should be taking questions, but obviously I'll have to leave them to the Mantech team. So let me just close with another thanks to the organizers and the DoD Mantech team, and of course to all of you for helping us succeed. Have a great meeting.